Welcome to my channel. I found a very interesting coloring tag. The author is Dani Buttons. I will leave you a link to her channel in the info box, and the name of the tag is Olympic Games coloring tag. I hope that you all watch Olympic Games. Well, I'm not a big fan of sports, and honestly I prefer winter sports, so I prefer Winter Olympic Games, but I'm really happy that they decided to make games this year, that after last year finally we have something resembling normal life even without the spectators. So I think that it's a really nice thing that now we have Olympic Games, and I enjoy watching many sports now. It was really cute how Dani created connection between coloring and some sports. Question number 1 is opening ceremony. Where are you from? You know that I am from Ukraine. I can't say that on Olympic Games I particularly follow our national team. No, I'm more a fan of some particular sports. For example, I love artistic gymnastics, and I was crazy happy when Russian teams, both men and women, won Olympic gold in team competition, and I followed all parts, individual competitions and team competitions in artistic gymnastics. I love diving, I love tennis, and as I said, I enjoy watching many sports. So I decided that also it will be quite fun to answer these questions about coloring and about sport. Question number 2 is diving. What book made you dive into adult coloring? Well, it was long ago, and I have heard about adult coloring. I saw a couple of articles in magazines or maybe in news about this new hobby about Johanna Basford. I saw Johanna books and Mille Marotta books in our shops, but I wasn't interested at all. When I looked at the Johanna Basford books, I thought that why it's adult coloring, it's similar to my coloring books which I had as a child. So as I said, I totally wasn't interested. But then I went to the business trip to Paris, and there in the souvenir shop I found another example of adult coloring. It's a book by Easy Achor. Let me adjust my camera. At that moment I was very interested in short urban sketches, and I was very unhappy with my results. So when I found a book where inside I have exactly the pictures which I wanted to create, I realized that maybe it can be a good solution for me. If I can't draw in such a way, at least I can color. And also it can be a very good souvenir. So I purchased this book, and it was my real dive into coloring. When I returned home, I also got the set of Inktense pencils. You know that Inktense, they are not quite typical pencils, so I wanted some information how to show all their properties, and I went to YouTube. Very fortunately, I found videos by Peter Hewitt, and that's where I discovered my second book, which also helped me to dive into coloring, and it was book by Lizzie Mary Cullen. It's Magical City. I discovered that some of the books were published by Russian publishers, so it was easier for me to purchase them. Then later I discovered Book Depository, Amazon, but these two books, they really helped me to dive into coloring. Next one is gymnastics. What wishlist item would you flip out if you get it? If I realized correctly, it means that which item from your wish list would you make crazy happy? Well, I would like to try many of the things which I put on my wish list, but probably the most desired one is the latest book by Kanoko Yagusa, Waltzes of Seasons. You know that I love Kanoko Yagusa's style, and it's not like only the pleasure from her beautiful pictures. It's also very easy, very relaxing for me to color in her books. So sometimes I enjoy pictures, but it's a struggle to color. But in Kanoko Yagusa, it's easy to do, and I always enjoy the result. So of course I want her Waltzes of Seasons, but somehow something prevent me from purchasing it. I tried to purchase it once, then it was cancelled. My purchase another book. It was somewhere lost. It was when Book Depository went into lockdown last year, so they returned me my payment. And somehow I still hadn't purchased it, so Waltzes of Season is still my most desirable item in my wish list. The next one is tennis. Let's play tennis. What item made you go back and forth before finally buying it? I would say again that it's a very cute connection between sports and between coloring. Very fun, very cute tag. Very clever tag. So the item which really made me go back and forth before finally purchasing it was this set of Star Joy pencils. I have learned about these pencils from a video on one of the YouTube channels, and there were a lot of hype around these pencils. I'm not a big fan of videos made for hype, and in the first video there were a lot of praises about these pencils that they are budget copy of polychromoses. They are equally good as polychromoses for the really low price and many other good things. Next there were another video and they started to say that the seller said that they are similar to daily pencils, and in real life it's nothing similar, so the seller it was a fraud and something like this. As I said, I don't like such hype about items, but I was interested by these pencils because what I saw is the palette of them, and they were advertised as oil-based pencils, so I really wanted to try another set of oil-based pencils because I only own polychromoses and I wanted to try budget oil-based pencils. But still I wasn't convinced. Then when I got as a present my Color pencils, it's another example of budget sets and I was very happy with them. I realized that of course they are not as good as Prismacolors, but they have nice colors, they are bright, they are very helpful when you need to cover big areas. So for many books, and especially for my style when I don't like to layer many layers of pigment, they are very helpful. So I decided why not? Why wouldn't I purchase this set, and then I can have my own opinion about these pencils. I purchased them, I got them, and of course they weren't close to polychromos pencils. They even were a little bit water soluble, but as a budget set of pencils they are also quite helpful. They have nice range of yellow-orange, they have beautiful pinks, they have couple of very helpful dark green colors. So apart from all that hype which confused me in the beginning, I am really happy that in the end I made this decision, and this is one of the secondary but very helpful sets which I now own, and of course I will continue to use it. And I think that now it will be more easier for me to make decisions to purchase budget sets. I think that they can be of quite decent quality. And they can be helpful if you want to save a little bit your polychromoses and Prismacolors. The next one is wrestling. What one trend can you just not get behind? Well, I can't say that I follow coloring trends. Maybe what I can say here is that you know that I don't like color by numbers and I don't like grayscale coloring. It's a pity because recently I got many emails about asking me to advertise grayscale books, color by number books, and I always refuse because it wouldn't be honest for me to advertise to you something which I personally don't like. I think that with color by numbers it's similar to cross stitch when you don't have your own choice of color, so I'd better go and I do cross stitching. And grayscale, it's also not very fun because 90% it's already made for you because of the shadows, and in my opinion many of grayscale pictures they look a little bit dirty and too dark, so that's why I don't like to color them. And the other trend which I can't get behind, it's probably the diamond painting or diamond stitching. Well, I think that also it's because I already have cross-stitching hobby, so this diamond painting, it's not what interested me a lot. And again, it's a pity because many companies ask me to advertise their products. The bad thing is that many of their products they are made from in China and they don't have copyright license, so it's another very sad thing which always confuses me in diamond painting, so I really want to be very careful about such products. Next one is marathon. What page took you the longest to color? Oh, here it was very easy to answer. I know exactly what was my longest coloring, but in the same time it was one of the most enjoyable. It's in the Mine de Bonheur by Kanoko Yugusa, and here I have fruit and flower market. Well, I guess that I have to adjust my camera again because it's really big here. I think that I have filmed probably 5 or 6 parts of the full-time 1-hour color alongs, and it was long coloring not because I had some difficulties with the spread, but because I enjoyed each and every moment. I wanted to pay attention to all the details, all the textures here. Here we have stone, wood, metal parts, clothes, fabric, various types of the fur. So really it was really interesting. I enjoyed all the fruits, vegetables, berries, and I think that in the end it turned out quite nicely. It's one of the best works which I consider I have done during the last years. The most challenging part was this bunch of the balls, of the balloons. And balloons, it's my least favorite part here. And these metal buckets, they are my favorite part probably. Also, I was a little bit disappointed that part of the picture is inside of the book binding, but in the end still I'm quite proud of the spread, and even if it was my longest coloring, I consider it one of the best. The next one is basketball. What artist is a slam dunk? Well, I had to use dictionary here, and I think that it means that what artist is a auto buy. Well, I think that in auto buy category I have Hannah Carson. I don't have her latest book, Tales from the Forest, but I plan to purchase it when it will be published as a USA edition in August, I believe. Of course, I also want to purchase her next book where will be pictures about witches, also very interesting. And maybe not exactly after publishing the book, but after some time I collect all her books by Hannah Carson. Another auto-buy probably is Jasmine Becker's Griffith, but unfortunately I already purchased her 4 books and there are no news about her new books, and I would purchase more and more. And another example is Selina Fennec. For now, I don't have her earlier books, books like Fire Adorables or book about unicorns, but her later, last published books, they are absolutely great, and I think that with each new book she becomes better and better, and that's why I have purchased dark fantasy, and of course I plan to purchase the next one. Sorry guys, I forgot what is the name of her latest book published a month ago, but I think that I will put it here on the screen. And in the future I think that Selina Fennec, she definitely will go in auto-buy category. She create beautiful pictures because I love her compositions. I love that mostly they are detailed and I don't have to think about how to fill in the background. I think that her characters, they have beautiful faces and they have different faces, because in many books it's like 20 pictures and 20 similar faces with slightly different hair and slightly different clothes. No, here they are different. I love that many of her pictures are in fantasy style, gothic style, even dark fantasy, with a lot of dragons, animals, and she is quite good at drawing anything, botanical elements, people, architecture, so that's why she's go into auto-buy category. Even if you know how many lemons, how many morning you hear from me about quality of the paper, I think that I got used to it by using slightly harder pencils like polychromes or artisan. I think that I will manage to color in her books even on this thin paper. That's where the beauty of the designs for me is more important comparing to paper quality. Now let's move to surfing. What is one of your newest finds? Well, I would say that one of my recent finds was this beauty by Chris Ortega. When I saw one of her pictures, I immediately started to search if she has Etsy store or maybe the full coloring book, and I was happy to find it on Amazon. Even if paper again is quite average and I don't like this black back cover, I still think again that pictures, they are one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Again, variety of subjects, very detailed, exactly like I want. And of course I was crazy happy to find that it's volume 1, so I will be waiting for the next volumes and I will purchase them, I'm sure. And my second newest find was about this book. You know that when I got this present, I made a flip through of this mermaid's book and I called it the most beautiful mermaid book I ever seen. I own mermaid's book from various artists and for me this one is the best. When I did a flip through, and when I mentioned that the book was published without the artist name and only with the Color Mood book brands, many people, they have doubts if there is everything okay with the copyrights or maybe it's made from stolen pictures. So I was very happy that after some time I got comment after that beneath that video from the artist, and she informed me that she's an artist from Ukraine. It was wonderful to discover that such a talented and beautiful artist that she lived in the same country as myself. She owns this Kolorowanka brand to publish books on Amazon. She already published several of them, and of course I will be following her, so I was really happy to receive her comment and to know more about such a talented artist. Next one is synchronized swimming. Well, I do love to watch synchronized swimming. Russian team is really good, and I'm proud that Ukrainian team won the bronze medal a couple of days ago. And now the question is, what was your favorite body color? Oh guys, I'm totally not a person for body coloring. I think that for now I did one and only body coloring, and it was in the book by Tomislav Tomic. At that moment it was really very helpful because I had the book and I was afraid to start coloring anything in it. But then in Facebook group I saw the invitation to the body coloring, and we had to color in pairs one picture. That's where I did this book, where I did this page. They were very patient. I colored this one very slowly, but in the end it really helped me to start coloring Tomislav Tomic pictures. But that was one and only body coloring. I don't know why, but all color along, all coloring contests, all body coloring, it's not for me. In real life, I am a person who is not... I don't have tendency to procrastinate. I'm good at planning, and in coloring I also do plans in the beginning of the month, which pictures I want to color for Patreon, how many videos I need to post, which pictures I plan to color for the main YouTube channel. So it's not that I can't plan and can't color pictures for exact dates, but when I participate in color along or body coloring, I feel like it's pressing on me. I always have difficulties with starting to color something. I usually find hundreds of pictures which I want to color more than picture for body coloring, so I decided that it's not for me. I don't have an explanation why, but it's better to realize that body coloring it's not for you than to disappoint your body if you decided to participate in such things. The next one is soccer. What is one goal you have for the end of the year? I can't say that I have some particular goals. The only promise I made for myself in the beginning of the year is to color more in my new untouched books. You know that I have a big collection of books and I love all my books, but I can't color in all of them, and sometimes I got more books comparing to the books in which I color. And it's a pity because now I purchase a lesser amount of books, but they are more and more beautiful. So I decided that maybe each month I will try to grab couple of books from my pile of untouched books, and I will do at least a page in each of them. For now I managed to keep this promise to myself, and in my monthly videos I try to show you which new books I finally touched and did something in them. So that's my only goal, only promise. And if I would manage to finish Flower Year until the end of the year, maybe it will be another good goal for this year. But I really try not to press too much on myself and setting some very strict goals. Finally, the question is decathlon. What are your 10 favorite books? Oh, it's a difficult question because, as I said, I have quite big collection of books. I I decided to select these 10 books as 10 books where I want to color something immediately. Well, maybe in a month there will be another list of my currently favorite top 10, but for now I really want to do something in Colorless Kingdom. Then I think that it's finally to pay more attention to the beautiful Briar coloring book. The next one, I really want to finally start coloring in Halloween by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, because in my opinion, in all 4 of her books, here she has the most beautiful girls, most beautiful vampire girls. The next one is Fragile World by Razanes. I already mentioned in previous videos that I am happy with the quality of my book, that it's possible to use watercolor, and with watercolor and pencils I want to do each and every page here. Of course, I have my fairy tales by Selina Fennick, which one day I still plan to finish, and even if I was a little bit disappointed with my recently finished page with Thumbelina, of course I still want to do all the remaining fairy tales, all the remaining pages here. The next one, among all the books by Teresa Goodrich, I still prefer Country Charm because it has the biggest variety of subjects, and I think that it's because I simply love my finished pictures here, so maybe one day I also will manage to finish this one. The next is book by Herb Leonhardt, again because it has beautiful pictures, but they are also based on legends, based on myths or books, fantasy books, so that's why between 2 books by Leonhardt I love this one a little bit more. Of course, I had to include Manuel de Bonheur, a lot of already finished pictures and a lot of pictures in front of me which I want to color. I think that I love Manuel a little bit more comparing to Rhapsody, because in Rhapsody there were bigger amount of pattern designs, and here we have more like scenes and more detailed pictures without repeating elements. The next one is A Romantic Country by Aries. With this book I don't have such big problems as I had with her first books, because designs are more detailed, and with these more detailed designs it's easier to color them with pencils only, so I don't have to struggle with paper, and it's because it has a lot of various cute houses, shops, also forest scenes, a little bit of witch houses, so everything which I really want to color. And finally I have here this book by Klara Markova, which I enjoy to color because it has perfect paper, it's very positive, it's very relaxing because you can use any fantasy colors, any crazy colors, but somehow each month I put it into my plans and I never have enough time to start doing the next project here, so I need to put it somewhere directly near my working table, and finally to start coloring something, some summer picture in this book. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this Olympic Games coloring tag. I will be happy to watch another videos. I again will leave you a link to Dani Buttons channel, and I hope that we all will enjoy the rest of Olympic Games, because as I said, I am really glad that they decided to keep these games and to have them this year. I hope that there won't be problems with the next Olympics, because Winter Olympics for me it's something which I really very interested in. Thank you for watching, and until the next videos.